your title. I do not want to, do what I can. I can. So please remind us of your title, because that title was given to you for your works in healthcare.
Yes, indeed, it's one of the most prized titles I ever had. Apart from being a doctor, it further confirms the work I'm called to do. We did a lot of work around the coastal communities in Lagos Lagoon, the riverine communities, for about 8 months. In one of the processes, the KBC of my village called me and I said, you are the Bawo and with a lot of celebration, I was enthroned or achieved as Bawo. Bawo simply means the healer, okay, of the land.
All right.
So I still do that work.
Baoson of is it
Ejiri Kingdom, Ejiri.
Ejiri? Okay,
Ejiri
Ejiri is just
Kingdom,
down a coastal
Yeah,
community.
close to Ekwe.
Fantastic. Baoson of Ejiri. So I'm doing the proper introduction. You're not just Dr. Tuyi Mebawondu, your chief Dr. Tuyi Mebawondu, public health consultant, and Baoson of Ejiri Kingdom.
Thank you, Kofi.
That's great. Fantastic. So we've been talking stroke, Chief, and last week it was really touching. A lot of some of our listeners who called in actually have had experiences with stroke. Some are still living with it. Shared a very touching life story, and we thought it best to have you come in and just give some advice. Because we were not out for advice; we're just hearing from people. So for those who do not know, who have never had it before, have heard of it, because we're talking to both those who have it and those who don't have stroke. What is stroke?
Yeah, thank you, Kofi. Listeners at home and even online everywhere, I want you to actually, pay a little attention to the few discussions we're going to have. I'm going to be as basic as possible in such a way that the information so dispensed here can be used by you to prevent, because even with the best of treatment, prevention of stroke is still the gold standard for managing it. Now, what is a stroke? Stroke, it is, it comes from the result of the brain when there's a deprivation of blood supply to the brain. If you're aware, the brain controls all the functions of the body. Every part of the body is connected to the brain. If you move your hand, if you speak, if you walk, if you smile, everything is linked to your brain. And then the brain gets nutrition from the blood supply to it. The pipes or the arteries take blood from the heart and from everywhere to the brain and supply the nutrients. Now, these pipes are supposed to be providing those nutrients 24/7. Brain is not supposed to be deprived of oxygen or nutrients even for 3 seconds or 1 second. It has to be consistent. So now, if you have the pipes, this supply to the brain either blocked, okay, or there's a burst. Let's compare it as like a pipe in your house. If you are supposed to take water to your kitchen and there's a blockage somewhere, the water will not get there. You will not get water in your kitchen. If you are supposed to take water to your kitchen and there's a burst pipe somewhere, the same thing, the water will not get to the kitchen. So, in a way, you can get stroke either from a blockage of those pipes or when those pipes burst. And then the part that's supposed to get the nutrients will not get it. And then it manifests in your arms, in your muscles, in your voices, in your faces. So really, stroke is not a disease from the heart. It is not a disease of the hand or the face, but it's actually a problem from the brain. So we'll have to get that straight. Then I want to also dispel some myths about stroke. Stroke is not a spiritual attack, except the spiritual attack is going to manipulate your arteries to get busted or blocked. Stroke is not magnum, thunderbolts, please. Sometimes when people have stroke, they say, "Oh, you cannot put injection on it." It's not true. It's not true. And in fact, there's a predominant thinking that stroke cannot be treated in hospital. It is not true. Please, if you see any of your loved one with stroke, take to the hospital as soon as possible. The earlier you do that, the better. So let us take away that rumors.
Okay. That it can be treated in the hospital.
Yes.
Okay, other myths. There's one of our listeners called yesterday, and she said that was it her or him had an episode, and when they were taken to the hospital, they warned him or her. I think that's the story. Don't allow them inject you.
I know.
You know that one?
That's very common. I
had never heard of it. Don't allow them inject you, otherwise it will not go. And he or she, I can't remember who it was, said they didn't allow, and that's how they recovered.
It didn't allow the
injection.
And what happened?
And then they recovered. That injection is the final blow that you can't recover from. Yeah.
I don't know where people talk from. I think we need a lot of education on why you can recover from stroke, especially if you are younger.
That injection.
Yeah. You can give it. Why won't they give injection?
They say that injection actually made. That's the.
How? Stroke is not polio. Okay? But in polio, we want to run away from giving injections. But in stroke, actually, you need to lower the blood pressure. You need to, if it's a thrombotic, the one that is caused by blockage, you need to free the blockage. You need to do a lot of intervention. And most of those interventions, because when stroke happens, okay, it can affect your speech, your hand, or even your capacity to swallow. And then in reality, you may not be able to swallow those drugs that can give you requisite recovery. So please note, because there's what they call TIA, transient ischemic attack or mini stroke. Those ones, which is due to clots, what happens is that the clot can get dislodged, and then the part of the brain gets revascularized, it gets blood back, and of course the person recovers. I think that it's a miracle. But the warning signal is that once you have that kind of TIA, you have to be very, very careful. You have to really focus on your health. Now, for me, it's very important that each and every one of us assess our risk of stroke. Don't forget, Nigeria is having what we call a double whammy. We're having the burden of infectious diseases, whether tuberculosis, HIV, malaria, and all that. We're also having another burden of non-communicable diseases. Your diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, even getting overweight. We're having double whammy. Cancers, and unlike the developed world, who in reality they have been able to reduce the incidence of stroke. Our own is increasing. They've reduced their own by 10%. Our own is increased by 100-fold. Yeah. So in reality, and unfortunately, we don't have the capacity to respond appropriately to these things. You cannot even get a good public ambulance. You cannot get, good thing in the hospital. And then, in addition, where's the money to do that treatment? So it's better for us to sit down and look at our own risk and assess it. Now, there are two angles to look at it. There are two main angles. One is that if you have never had stroke before, what should you do? Secondly, if you have stroke before, what are you supposed to do? Okay? Having that kind of clear understanding on our intervention becomes very important to be able to get along. Now, you have to look at your risk factors. Unfortunately, if you are in a family who one of your people or one of your relatives got stroke before, you have to watch out.
What about two?
You have to watch out. So you have to actually check yourself and look at those risk factors. Now, in Nigeria, one of the leading factors, because for every 1,000 person, you see about up to 13 to have stroke. That's a lot of number. That's a lot of number.
That's more than 13%.
Yes, that's a lot of number. So now that's about
less than 13%.
So 13 out of 1,000 is a lot of number. So now, if you have a family history of stroke, please watch out. Now, in Nigeria, the major thing is hypertension. Now, hypertension puts stress on the vessels that supply your brain everywhere. Those vessels can either burst.
In layman's language, high blood pressure.
High blood pressure. That's high blood pressure. Or the high blood pressure can compromise the functioning of your heart and affect the beating of the heart, which can then lead to minor clots, tiny clots in the system that can then dislodge and then go and block a tiny vessel, especially in the brain. Okay? So please, if you are hypertensive, sit down, control your blood pressure properly. Good enough, there are many instruments that can help you monitor your blood pressure, and you can know when to call for help. Then secondly, diabetes. Sugar will always become a problem because the sugar can lead to high cholesterol or fat, because most of those blockade can happen because they are tiny vessels. Those blockade will happen when you have those cholesterol, tiny fats, blocking the flow of blood, and it can even cause dislodgement of clots, into the system. So hypertension, diabetes. If you're a person with diabetes, please watch out. Okay. Now, cholesterol, high lipid level can also be a big problem for you. So we've looked at those three critical things: the family history, hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol. That's 4. So please watch out. Now, the tendency is that nowadays we tend to live more of sedentary lifestyle, where we just sit down. And I've said over and over that workplace should provide a mini gym where people can just go and do some stretching. It's not just sitting down for a lengthy period of time. Because the truth is that if you have a prized worker, you don't want the person to stroke, because the stroke will cause what we call cognitive defect, cognitive dysfunction, and of course physical dysfunction. So if you've never had stroke before, it is important that you take note of all these things. You don't want your weight to increase. If you're smoking, you have to consider how to cut down on smoking, because these are risk factors. It damages the vascular. The vascular means the pipes that is carrying those blood can be damaged by smoking. And when that happens, the flow of blood through those things becomes compromised, and they can burst easily. So if you take alcohol, you have to cut down on your alcohol intake. Okay. Smoking and alcohol are such habits that rarely provide benefits to the body, apart from a momentary excitement. So it's very key, very important that we know our risk, so that we don't then get stroke. I think everybody should honestly assess their risk of smoke, and I've mentioned those things that can actually lead to that.
You talked about hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol. What was the first one?
Family history.
Family history. Right. Chief, this thing about family history, is it a given?
Unfortunately, I don't know why life is like that. If this money, if you inherit it, you can lose it easily. Why should it be diseases or problems that you want to hang on in the family, and then we have family history? Of course, there's so many things that are woven into our genetics, and I have to say this. Please listen very well. If you have history of low birth weight, if a child is born and the weight is not up to 2.5 kg in the 40s, is likely to develop stroke and diabetes.
Really?
Yes, because we talk of the whole life cycle of people now. What happens to you in the womb can determine what you become in future. Please, let's note that. Now, if you move around Lagos, you see the level of pollution. Pollution damages too many things: hurts pregnant women, hurts young children, hurts even adults. Pollution is even classified even higher than smoking, because of the nanoparticles that enter your system, compromise your cardiovascular system, make a mess of it. So
more than smoking.
Yes, even when we are saying let's have a clean city, it's not a fanciful word. It's a health initiative. So we have to start speaking to how to make the air we breathe cleaner. Okay? And then even if you're a passive smoker, everybody's smoking around you and you're not complaining, then again, be ready to have the same problem they're having. So the law regulating smoking in the public spaces is not being obeyed by anybody. You are inside the bus, somebody just will light a cigarette and be smoking, and nobody's cautioning them. Even in some public spaces, you cannot make me smoker by force. So these are some of the things that we must start looking at: how a woman can have a healthy pregnancy, deliver a healthy baby that can function properly in society later. Most of those cognitive deficits actually happen in the womb.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Doc, you've said a lot. I have so many questions to ask you. But at this point, our listeners are number one, so we'll throw the lines open. And if you have any question, please try and be very quick. Within 1 minute or even less than 1 minute, you ask your question so we can take more of our calls. 0201-277-0993. 0201-277-0993. Female listeners can call that number or call the special line 0201-465-7190. 0201-465-7190. This morning we're looking at managing stroke, and of course, Prophet's told us about the risk factors. Also, we've spoken about early warning signs. Is that it? No, we've not really delved deeply into it.
Yes, we're just starting to. I said the risk factor. We'll get to early warning signs
later. All right. It's very important, though.
Yes,
Prophet, especially in this era where a lot of adults, especially men, but also women, are having to double up, due to the economy. Many men these days don't sleep up to, in Lagos, don't sleep up to 8 hours a day.
Well, how will you get that 8 hours?
So that I would like you to tell us if that is going to be something that they need to watch out for. 99.3, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Kofi.
Yes.
Okay, and good morning to your guest. You have Samuel on the line.
All right. Someone listening from where?
Yeah, yes, I'm calling from Upik.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to ask your guest. You talk about genetics or probably maybe hereditary disease. Like for instance, now, maybe when I was born, for instance, my parents didn't have any issue and all that I was giving birth to. But maybe after a while, due to their lifestyle, and they got diabetic and all sorts of genetic diseases like that. Would that one have to do with me also being inheriting that kind of things? You understand what I mean carefully, right? So because at times you say that, like for instance now, I don't seem to have anything of such. Probably maybe because of my lifestyle, I just found myself there. Would that have affected? Should we call that one generic disease and things like that?
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for time.
Yes, thank you, Samuel. We must distinguish between a family history and genetics. Most of those things, there's encoding of what we're going to become in our system. There are environmental factors that work on what you are likely going to become. You can modify those environmental factors and prevent them from happening. So that is how this genetic and environment issue work. Now, if you are not having anything like that before, as you age, especially when you are getting to 40, you have to keep on maintaining yourself in that regards and check your signals. Age is a factor in development of stroke. The older you are, the more compromised your artery could be, the more likely you are going to have all those conditions we mentioned.
Okay. All right. 99.3. Yes, your name, location, and contribution.
Yeah. You have Ambassador Musba here calling you from Michi. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning, Ambassador Musba.
You mentioned what do we need to avoid alcoholic and smoking. How about food? What kind of food intake that you need to avoid? One. Second, what are the symptoms that if you have this symptom, that's danger signal? Two. The third, someone tells me that if you are visually impaired, you have the risk of stroke. Is that true? And how do you exercise your brain? Yeah, that's my first question. Thank you. Good morning, doctor.
Thank you. Very, very important question. Let's talk about diet first. The diet, most of the time now we see diet with high lipid, this fast food mentality. What those things do is to put strain on your cardiovascular system. A lot of cholesterol, a lot of junk diet enter into your system. The body will process it and give you the same junk outcome. So we always
more talk, news, and sports after this. Mummy, what is 3 plus 1 plus 1?
5.
So what's 4 plus 1?
That's 5 school days of nourishing Ovaltine multi-chocolate goodness.
Yummy!
Buy the special Ovaltine pack with 4 sachets and 1 free for every school day. That's not all. Ovaltine is enriched with calcium, vitamin B12, and malt to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Attention Lagos! Get ready to have fun at the 11th edition of ARM Run for the Future 10K Marathon. On the 15th of November 2025, join us at Muri Okwala Park, Victoria Island for a day packed with fun, fitness, and family bonding. Whether you're a seasoned runner or just want to enjoy the vibe, this event is for everyone. It's bigger, it's better, and filled with more fun than ever before. Bring your loved ones, your energy, and your enthusiasm. There's something for everyone. More prizes, more giveaways, and unforgettable moments await you. Rush now to rftf.arm.com.ng to register and secure your spot. Proudly supported by our partners Nivea, iFitness, ARM1, Puma, Biggie Water, and Pocari Sweat.
It's the Indomie Eat and Win promo. The more you eat, the more you win. How to win? Buy the Indomie Eat and Win promo pack. Find the promo code inside. Visit indomie.ng/eat and win. Enter your promo code and start earning points fast for a chance to win exciting gifts and 1 million naira cash every week for a lucky winner. So hurry now, eat and win. Let the winning begin. Visit indomie.ng/eat and win for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggie Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggie Star Double Cubes. Made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggie brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggie Double Cubes today. Me and Maggie. So good together.
This taste na banger, this taste na creamy rich, this taste na new Nescafe, original 3-in-1. Thickness, enjoyment, yumminess, happiness, delightfulness, deliciousness, smoothness. This taste na new Nescafe, original 3-in-1.
Enjoy more creamy richness with the new Nescafe original 3-in-1 in the new pack. That's strong, finish strong.
Step into a realm of endless opportunities at Wellspring University. Whether you're aiming to pursue undergraduate studies, top-up programs, postgraduate degrees, we've got you covered. Our commitment lies in nurturing talent, inspiring innovation, and empowering students to unlock their boundless potential. Explore our diverse range of programs, including public administration, economics, hospitality and tourism studies, nursing, medical laboratory science, criminology and security studies, microbiology, and much more. For further inquiries and to discover the perfect program for you, visit our website at www.wellspringuniversity.edu.ng or call us at 0704-255-0535 or 0907-333-0526. Wellspring University, the future of education.
Whether you're flying for a family celebration or a much-needed reunion, fly Emirates and start your holiday on board. Explore up to 6,500 channels of entertainment, including live sport. Stay connected with onboard Wi-Fi. Enjoy special meals and toys for kids and relax in comfort with world-class service all the way. Choose from over 150 destinations, including Dubai, India, the UK and USA. Book now at emirates.com. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
You don't just vibe to anything, and That's okay. Do you like it hot?
Hit me.
Then go for Mini Noodles Ninja Pepper flavor, the spicy rebel. Do you like it fresh?
Smooth.
Then get your Mini Noodles chicken and veggies flavor, the fresh gang. Maybe you like to party.
Gigi.
Then you need to have a taste of Mini Noodles Patty Jollof flavor, party starter. Or you could be a foodie.
That's it.
Then you'll love Mini Noodles sloppy chicken flavor, the foodie vibes. Whatever you like, Mini-Me's got a flavor for you, so pick your vibe. Mini-Me Noodles. Slop life.
In the cooking game, you need a winning game plan. I'm not just talking about your fresh ingredients, utensils, or cooking skills. I'm talking about your choice of seasoning. My game plan is incomplete without Maggi chicken flavor. Made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric, it's my game changer. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor, my game changer.
This house will implement spending cuts on household essentials. First, cable subscription from premium to standard.
Aye.
Now, 3 crowns milk from...
Don't touch us. 3 crowns milk, oh.
Why?
Mom sacrifices a lot, and 3 crowns milk nourishes Mom so that she can support our family.
Aww.
Moms are our treasures beyond measure. So treasure Mom with 3 crowns milk today. 3 crowns milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
What does it really mean to live limitless? It's a sojourn in Gombe leading a procedure in Lagos. It's SMEs showing up every day, pushing through the odds. It's students in remote towns streaming global lectures in real time. It's you making big moves in London while chilling by the pool in Abeokuta. It's power, it's freedom, it's mounting a router outside and connecting it inside for super fast internet. It's Airtel 5G Smart Connect. Enjoy unlimited data for limitless living with Airtel 5G Smart Connect. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to get yours. Airtel.
Oh, the only detergent that keeps me bright and fresh. What about that? Look at you, I wouldn't wink. Viva Murphy England. Each one is up for hitting that in your better Viva, Chiri Viva. Maswako, Adoro, Renudo, Viva. Viva, oh Viva. Viva, some Viva. Opuliche, Viva. Omero, Viva, Titila. Viva, oh Viva. Viva, some Viva. Opuliche, Viva. Omero, Viva, Titila.
Viva Plus detergent, a quality cleaning powder from Aspira.
We talk about the big stories and more.
Nigeria's newly appointed service chiefs have officially assumed duty, promising fresh strategies.
It's not just a proposal. What about enforcement? Our judiciary has made a laughing mock center. So why these people will leave the main problem and look for the one that is not important?
I've rendered homeless now. They can just go to places. Is that what the government is saying?
A system that has become so corrupt that men have sold their souls for bread.
Proposes 6 new states. I thank the nation for not using the word approve.
How will people feel? And how will they think? How will they want to see this country?
It's as if we are dead psychologically.
Because there is that propensity for officers to become political.
Everywhere you look in Nigerian football, we are failing spectacularly.
It's your station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info.
What is health? It's more than the absence of illness. It's the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. But let's delve deeper. Health is the heartbeat of life. It's the rhythm that keeps us moving forward. The pulse that echoes our vitality. It's a symphony of balance and harmony, resonating in every aspect of our existence. Health is a silent conductor, orchestrating the dance between the body and mind. It's the energy that propels us towards our dreams and aspirations. It is the foundation upon which we build our futures. So, what is health to you? Join me, Kofi Bartels, this and every Thursday for Health Thursday, 8 a.m. on the Morning Crossfire as we explore important issues affecting your health. Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back. Still Health Thursday right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Kofi Bartels. We still have with us our guest this morning. He's a medical doctor. Of course, I'm talking about public health consultant Dr. Tuyi Mebawondu. He's also the Bawoso of Ejiri Kingdom.
Thank you.
Got it.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
After 2 years.
Right.
All right. Please feel free to call 0201-277-0993, 0201-277-0993. Last week we commemorated World Stroke Day right here on the Morning Crossfire Health Thursday. A lot of listeners called in to share their experiences, mostly those who are living with stroke, those who have had it before, and also those who have relatives or friends who have had an episode of stroke. And it was really touching. And we promised to bring a medical doctor to the studio to answer your questions. I really would love those who are currently managing stroke to call in, please, because I think there were a lot of questions that you had that I couldn't answer because I wasn't a doctor. All right, 0201-277-0993, 0201-277-0993, and 0201-465-7190, 0201-465-7190. You can also call us on WhatsApp, yes, our WhatsApp number being 080-9597-5805, 080-9597-5805. One of the things that Doc has said this morning is that even people who are in their 40s and 30s may or have been coming down with stroke.
Even younger ages. I just want to complete the answer to questions raised by Musibao. Diet is very important. Keep your diet simple. Okay? Fruits, vegetables, drink a lot of water. And avoid heavy meals, especially when it's getting late. So
Can you repeat that? So avoid heavy meals
when it's getting late. So you don't need it. Your body will not use it maximally. So that the diet will help you to maintain your weight, help you to reduce your risk of hypertension and risk of diabetes. So your diet must be as natural, as simple as possible. Avoid junk food. It will help you. We're not in Mediterranean, but the Mediterranean diet consists of a lot of fruits and nuts. I think the other time we did a 30 days challenge of fruits and nuts, as spices. Of course, mix those fruits in a way. I know they're expensive now, but try to reduce junk food. It's very, very important. It will help you to have a balanced weight and all that stuff. Then secondly, he asked about what are the early warning signs. It is important that we take due notice of the early warning signs of stroke. Now, if suddenly you have headache and the headache is just becoming persistent, please don't just say it is headache. Don't just use analgesic and go sleep. Check your blood pressure. Ask further what's happened. I can remember a young doctor that was on duty, worked all night, then in general hospital, had this cramping headache, throbbing headache, and collapsed. At postmortem and died at postmortem. It was found out that it was aneurysm. Aneurysm is weakening of the wall of the arteries, and one of the aneurysm of the brain. So, if a proper assessment of that headache had been done then, it was a long time ago, probably they would have seen the aneurysm and do something, or even a routine check, because the headache would not just be like that. It would have been happening and probably think, it's a stress, it's headache. It's a stress. Let me deal with it. If you have sudden dizziness, you just find out that you're just feeling dizzy, please don't overlook it. Consider it as a sign of a serious thing, especially if you are within the age gap and you have the family risk of that stuff. Okay, so
all right.
So let me just.
Okay, I think we have a caller.
Okay.
Yeah, 99.3.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, your name, location, and country.
My name is Yinka from Away.
Okay, welcome.
All right. Good morning to you and the doctor.
Good morning, Yinka.
All right. Actually, I had stroke, and I'm getting pretty better now. Yeah.
Oh, great!
So
Congratulations.
last week when the Kofi had the program, I had people call into the program, so I was not privileged to call in. So that was the first experience I had, and that will be the last experience I will ever had about that stroke.
Amen.
Amen.
So
it's very terrible.
You're recovering, right?
Very well.
Even from the voice.
Fast recovery.
Even from the voice, you can see that Yinka, you have done very well for yourself. Now, I will dovetail into how to prevent reoccurrence. First and foremost, you need to understand what actually caused your stroke. Please speak with your doctor and understand what actually caused your stroke. Then look at your risk factors, because if one has a stroke once, the likelihood of having again is like times four. Okay, of another stroke. So please, then be active, do your work. Take care of your diet, okay? If you need to use your antihypertensive drug, please do, okay?
I do have that. I recognize your statement, knowing your risk factors, because I actually asked the doctor, is it generic? Is it something? Because I cannot understand why this thing comes, or why I had blood pressure in the first place. So, if you are black, you are prone to having things like that, something like that. So I now knew that, let me now accept, not to shy away from the fact that in Jesus' name, I'm not a blood pressure person. So each time they say, I say, no, I reject it. But now I have to I reject it yet, but let me just be on it, using the drugs so that it will not bring any form of evil to me anymore.
Yes. So
it creates isolation. It creates kind of dejection for you, frustrations. Perhaps you are left alone.
I can understand.
And that's psychological problems like that. I'm bouncing anyway. I'm bouncing now. Thank God it's gone.
Thank you for telling us these stories. We need a story like this to let people understand that having stroke is not the end of the problem. So, keep on, focus on those risk factors, modify them, and then live your life. Okay.
All right. Thanks so much.
Okay, Yinka.
Thank you, Yinka, for your time. We appreciate you calling in. All right.
Yes.
Are you back to work?
Yeah, I'm going to work. Yeah.
All right. Fantastic.
All right. Good.
And are you going for your checkup every month?
Of course, yeah.
Regularly,
All
yes.
right.
Do a regular check.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I was talking about those early warning signs, So I've mentioned your sudden weakness.
Sudden weakness.
Yes, and loss of balance. You find out that you are not appearing balanced. Please take notes. Take notes. Don't just say, "Oh, maybe because I stood up suddenly." Change in vision. Sometimes you just find out that you are not seeing properly. This wasn't happening to you before. You just found out that you're maybe a blank, experience came on and went off again. Please take note. It could be a sign of a more sinister problem. Confusion. If you see somebody, appearing confused, cannot coordinate suddenly and then recovers, please, it could be an early sign of stroke. It could be a transient ischemic attack. And you had numbness. You just find out your feet is numb. You cannot take this leg properly. It's just suddenly. Take note of all these things. Don't just assume that, it will go away. It's because the way I slept. So it's important. And then there's what we call fast, which actually points to manifestation of stroke as it is. There's a facial drooping. You see the person's face. Some may not even know that they've already had stroke or TIA. Only that you just see their face getting slanted to one place, and then you understand, what happened to your face? Nothing happened to me. Look at your face. Then the arm, the arm may become weak. That's the A of the fast, become weak. And then speech may become slurred. the person talks is not clear. There's no clarity in the talk. Please, that could be a sign of stroke. And then it's time to act. I just hope that our own T is for time. You have to act appropriately and ASAP, because the more you allow the injury to continue, the more damages you have. It's a big cognitive challenge, stroke, and it's a big function challenge. You cannot function. The arms cannot be used properly. The legs cannot be used properly. You are forgetting things. You can't remember. You get disoriented and disconnected, and it really increases your risk of depression or happiness. You cannot, work as you should work. Your mentation becomes. It is something nobody wants to have.
Last week, one of our listeners said that what he had that maybe had led to his stroke was. I asked you, what did you do? What do you think caused it? He talked about spondylitis.
Spondylitis?
Yes.
Spondylosis.
Is it spondylosis? Okay, it's called spondylosis, right?
Okay,
so that's spondylosis. That's what he said. I think it's a spinal. Is that what it's called?
No, that's
cerebrospinal spondylosis.
No. That's not. Spondylosis is a different thing entirely.
Has nothing to do.
Yeah, it's a different.
The one that has pain, because he said he mentioned it particularly.
Maybe he has other risk, that can lead to spondylosis and lead to stroke also. Okay, so there are so many things in the nervous system that can be confused with stroke. So we shouldn't always confuse it with stroke. But again, I've itemized those early warning symptoms and what one needs to do. And if you have the history, you must do something. Right. Now, I think when Yinka spoke, we discussed some of the things that you need to do if you have history of stroke, and so that you don't have a repeat. Okay. It's important that we put that in our forefront. On a day like World Stroke Day, I had expected to see some communications, public communication that can alert people and bring back decisions to take in terms of stroke. But we are challenged in terms of even health infrastructures, number of doctors, hospitals, ambulance services, responses. Some agencies are now training people on how to do CPR. Basically, it should be taken that even in this society, people can, do a CPR. I remember getting to a core point of some organization where they are now training people how to do CPR. So these are basic skills that's very, very important in society.
All right. So people need to be empowered in information to be able to overcome.
Exactly.
Okay. We have our next listener on the line. Please turn off your radio set and just go straight to your name and your location.
Hello, Kofi.
Yes, your name, please.
This is Manso calling from Ikoyi.
All right. Your contribution.
Please, I want to ask the doctor. Is it possible, talking about early warning signs, is it possible to have stroke when your BP is normal? Maybe you normally feel dizzy, you have spontaneous headache, you have maybe a pain in your arm, but you check your BP, it's normal. Is it early warning sign too?
Yes, it's possible. Let's get the basics are the following: that there's either a rupture, okay, of the blood of one of the blood that's supposed to supply part of the brain, or there's a blockade. Now, if anybody has condition of high viscosity of the blood, when the blood is very viscous, there are few conditions that can cause that. Some cancers, even treatment during cancers, some blood diseases, like when you have excess of red blood cells. Sickle cell. People with sickle cell can actually have stroke while having normal blood pressure. Yes, as an adult, we talk about hypertension as one of the leading causes of stroke. But sickle cell, blood diseases, excess lipid, excess cholesterol in the blood, these are factors that can also cause stroke without somebody. In fact, tumor in the brain can cause stroke, because all you need to do is to disrupt blood supply to any part of that brain as it is. So these are some of the factors that can cause stroke without you having high blood pressure.
Okay, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. So invariably, what it's saying is that if you see maybe some of these things that are predominantly called the early warning sign, yet your blood pressure seems to be normal, you should go further for check.
Exactly, my brother. Exactly. Don't take them for granted.
Right.
Don't say it is enemy or it's satanic attack.
All right. Thank you, Richard. A message here by one of our listeners says is numb fingers. Numb fingers a sign of stress. You mentioned numbness as one of the early warning signs.
It could you say, listen, numbness of the fingers could happen for so many reasons. Okay, not just fingers alone. You know, numbness can happen even in your legs. Okay, in any part of supply by that brain. You know, the brain supply different parts of the body. You know, there's a function that coordinates different parts of the body. Any part that is affected can experience the numbness. I've seen somebody who felt that, you know, while trying to stand up, he felt numbness in the buttocks. Initially he was thinking it was because of that prolonged sitting and all that. You know, before it knows the thing evolved. But good, thank God it was a transient ischemic attack.
Right.
It's not just numbness in the hands. You know, if you have numbness either in your legs or your hand, or you feel numbness anywhere, please, it's important for you to raise alarm, especially if it's one-sided numbness. Okay, because a lot of vitamin deficiencies and nervous problems can cause numbness, you know, on both hands, even some infections. Okay. But if you have a one-sided numbness, please be careful. Try to ask why one side.
What about pain? Maybe pain. Someone says, "Okay, I have pain from my neck, my shoulder down to my arm. I can't sleep on my right side. I always have to sleep on my left side." Could that be an early warning sign?
Well, pain is not. We don't actually put that pain on hand as early warning signs.
It's too general.
Yes, those are the general things. But we don't want to crowd so many things into the early warning sign that they can cause confusion. And I'll repeat again. You know, if you have, you know, sudden or severe headache, you know, usually unilateral headache, it's not a generalized headache, usually on one side of your head, you know. If you have sudden dizziness and you just feel dizzy, you know, or you lose balance, and then there's a change in your vision, you know, either something just become blank and disappear, or you have confusion and you have numbness, you know, in any of your limbs. So please, note those early warning signs. Okay. And if you see anybody with the face drooping, if you see somebody with the arms not moving properly, or even the speech slurred, please, it's time to act fast.
All right. We have a message here. Says a younger brother, that's probably his younger brother, is having symptoms of brain fog. He's seen doctors and medications were prescribed, but the symptoms persist. Though the frequent headaches has subsided, I want to know if the possible causes or triggers brain fog. That's a bit too general.
Now, you have to find out from your brother if he takes alcohol or take any substance that could cause that kind of fogging of the brain. That is quite common after consumption of alcohol or any drug, or you can have fogging, or even if you smoke and you are missing your stick, you can have fogging of the brain. So that needs to really be sorted out. Then depending on the age, you have to look at other factors that could cause fogging of the brain, especially the metabolic diseases. You have to look into those ones before you now start wondering whether the heart is the problem.
Okay.
So,
Doc, let me quickly read this one. It says, "This is a very important topic, and I appreciate you. Thank you very much for drawing attention to what has become a silent epidemic. I experienced a transient ischemic attack about 4 years ago."
Okay.
He says, "And after relocating to Canada, 2 years later, I've undergone numerous medical tests. I'm currently wearing a Holter monitor as part of ongoing evaluations." He says, "Interestingly, most of the medical attention has focused on trying to determine the cause of the TIA that occurred 4 years ago. And in Nigeria, they're trying to investigate in Canada why it happened. Additionally, my wife developed pregnancy-induced asthma, and our first child also experienced asthma symptoms. However, since I moved here, they rarely use inhalers, largely because the air quality is significantly better. That's made a remarkable difference. Our society still has a long way and challenging journey ahead if we are to meaningfully improve the life expectancy and overall public health. I wish everyone well as we seek the best solution to maintain and restore health." That's the thing about living in the country and the challenges of the health systems. So we have to leave it at that. we're out of time, but we have to have this conversation again. Are you going to come back?
Yeah, why not? Because I have to honor my title.
Dr. Tuyi Mebawondu,
I'm a health
of Jerry Kingdom. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Kofi, it's always a pleasure.
Right, fantastic.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Mommy. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.